Parliament did not pass a motion calling for the process of drawing electoral boundaries to be reviewed. 76 MPs voted against the proposal by the Progress Singapore Party. All 10 opposition members of the House were in favour. The proposal suggested ways to reduce the potential for gerrymandering so as not to erode public trust. In response, the government says the Electoral Boundaries Review Committee works independently and objectively. Sabrina Ng tells us more.
Voters, while a five-member
non-constituency member Hazel Paul suggested a High Court judge should chair the Electoral Boundaries Review Committee to ensure its independence, and for the EBRC to justify its decisions in greater detail, noting reports have become shorter over the years.
Many constituencies now have strange boundaries that do not follow the boundaries of HDB towns or URA planning areas or any relation to how people on the ground live their lives. I still remember when I first entered politics more than a decade ago, a veteran in an opposition party told me how hard he walked the ground in an SMC for 4 years, only to have that SMC disappear on him when boundaries were reviewed and the SMC was absorbed into a GRC. Is this an isolated incident or is there a pattern?
Rising in support of the motion, Workers' Party MP James Lim proposed the committee adopt scientific methods when producing its maps. Leader of the opposition Pritam Singh also called for the fourth-generation leadership to implement a system where no party gains any advantage.
This coming election is a chance for a new start, a refreshing of the social compact as the new Prime Minister has promised. Prime Minister Lawrence Wong and the 4G leaders have the chance to change politics as usual in Singapore. I asked Prime Minister Lawrence Wong to take Singapore forward into a truly democratic political system. This would enhance Singapore's world standing even further.
In response, Minister in charge of the Public Service, Chan Chun Sing, argued against politicizing the judiciary. As for the potential for gerrymandering, he says the EBRC does not have access to polling results. Moreover, 200,000 voters change addresses every year, and there is no way to tell how they cast their ballot.
The formation of the new Sengkang Group Representation Constituency or GRC did not prevent the Workers' Party from winning the GRC. And that's why Mr. James Lim is here today. It is not for me to tell the parties and candidates how they should win the hearts and minds of our electorate. As members have said, Singaporeans are wise people. They will know who have put in their hearts day in, day out to serve them, and I'm sure they will cast their votes accordingly.
Ms. Paul's party colleague Leong Man Wai pressed Mr. Chan to explain certain boundaries if there is no gerrymandering.
Why are some of our constituency so odd-shaped? Like the constituency I'm living in, Braddell Heights, Mr. Speaker's constituency. Why Braddell Heights is under Marine Parade, miles away?
I'm certainly not EBRC. If you are trying to get me to explain on behalf of EBRC, then I think you are trying to get me to say that I have some influence, direction, or control over EBRC. Unfortunately, to disappoint you, I am not EBRC.
Offering a non-partisan take, nominated MP Raj Joshua Thomas notes it cannot be assumed voters' views will stay the same from one election to the next. For instance, swing voters rose to nearly 60% in the last GE.
Why not we just leave it to Singaporeans to decide? Because if it was overtly political, if there was overt gerrymandering, Singaporeans would see it and they would react accordingly at the ballot. So I think perhaps that is the best test of whether the current system is a good system and whether we should continue with it.